welcome back to The Person Everyone Needs. I am your host, Webb Hoggard, and today I want to talk to you about the second part of the Be Original talk that I wanted to have with you. Last week we started talking about being yourself. Be unique, be an individual, be creative, be the person that you were designed to be. There's no other one like you. You are 100% unique. No one else is going to be like you. No one else can display God in the way that you're designed to display Him. No one else is going to have your unique view. I was talking to my sons recently, and one of them was talking about, I can't wait to, maybe if I build these Legos, I could sell them. People would want to buy my Legos, and I was like, well, buddy, these have all been pre-designed, so it's not like this is a creative thing. He felt like he created it. Well, it's in a box. It's been prefabricated for this, and I don't know of many people who are purchasing what somebody else has already been put together based on the engineer. It's certainly not going to. You're not going to make any money off of it. And so, he went and started creating his own things, and he was like, "Hey, Daddy, what do you think about this?" And whatever he was creating wasn't nearly as nice as what was pre-engineered. So I just told him, I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And he's like, do you think I could sell it? And I was like, buddy, there's got to be more in your life than just constantly thinking about what could be sold. Like, at some point, we have to be able to create, write music, write down in our journals, dream of things that have never happened before. We have to be able to create certain things without wondering if there's going to be enough people who are going to purchase it. We live in America, I get that, where we think that all value is largely based on what we can get for it in money. But there has got to be a way in which we express ourselves uniquely or individually, that we don't have to have anyone else who applauds it. There's no other likes. There's no other emojis that are connected to it. There's no money that's attached to it. We have to get to a place where we live enough of our life alone that we are just pleased that we get to express something that we're good at. It's not about the conformity of, if I'm going to be a baseball player, I've got to play in the major leagues. No, maybe just play baseball. Enjoy yourself with the team that you have right now. Instead of thinking to yourself, well, if I'm not the best, I might as well be a goof off. What if you just, whatever it is that your hand finds to do, you did it with all of your might, and you were just that unique person. So that was last week's talk, was be yourself. This week, I want to talk about being together. Last week was about be unique. So today I want to talk to us about how we are going to be united. So to be unique, often people think that they have to be, grossly strange and weird. Somebody who's like, I'm an individual, and they, put 40 pounds of metal in their face, and they're tattooing, their necks and stuff like that, and wearing, barely any clothes. And we're like, well, this is my unique. Okay, I get what you're saying. It's a unique view. You don't have to conform to what everybody else is saying. But your uniqueness doesn't have to be offensive. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it can be, I guess, but it doesn't have to be. You could actually be unique, but also 100% unified with those around you. In fact, that's what we're called in the Scripture to do. Paul talks about this more than just about anybody. He's constantly talking about you are, fearfully, wonderfully made. You are uniquely crafted by God. You are handcrafted by God, but you're also been called to be unified. So how do we create unity without losing yourself? How are we unified without losing ourselves? So I'm just going to give you a few things that I think would be helpful for you. Again, the highest quality I think that you have to offer is your originality. But the greatest power we're going to have is if we're all working together in the same direction and the same strength. So the first thing I would say to you is humble yourself. Realize that you get to be as unique as you want to be alone. But your uniqueness doesn't have to be celebrated or even appreciated or even liked by anybody else. Learn to enjoy your individualism for its own sake. Write your songs, and don't compare it to Creed, like I said last week, or don't sit there and ask yourself, will this be the next worship banger or something like that? And don't feel like you have to constantly bring your poetry to other people and say, hey, how do you like this? but enjoy expressing yourself without the need. So the first thing I would say is just humble yourself. Like, realize that everything that you do doesn't deserve applause. Now, it might eventually receive it. I'm not saying you shouldn't receive applause, but the expectation of celebration is exhausting to other people. And that's not what we should be trying to do. We should not be trying to get people to applaud our individualism. We should be happy, or we should be settled in being an individual, and then doing all that we can to add value to others. So I would say, first of all, humble yourself. Just realize that you may not be like celebrated by being the most special person in the world. You're allowed to be a fully individual without expecting other people to applaud that. The second thing I would say is, in the areas of your strength, let's learn to be gentle. Just because you are more intellectual than those around you doesn't mean that you need to flex those muscles. Maybe you're physically stronger than those around you. Maybe you're a kid listening to this, and at break time, you're the strongest kid. Maybe you need to learn how to not flex those muscles every single time to let somebody know that you're intellectually or even physically, emotionally, whatever it is, that you are stronger than other people. It seems like there's always a time in our lives where we learn that there's some manipulative gifts that we have. And when we utilize that against other people, it doesn't endear us to them. They're not appreciative of such things. And we get kind of confused. Like, I have this power, why can't I use it? It's because you're using it for your own good. You're not doing it on behalf of other people. So meekness, be strong, but keep it under control. Have the power, be good at what you're good at, but don't feel like you have to flex that muscle every second you have that opportunity. Let me tell you one of the areas that this is the most difficult thing for people. You're probably gifted at being able to see what the problem is. Like, everybody else seems to be, not understanding that there's an issue. And so you feel the need to constantly be like, hey, look, you didn't see this problem. This is a problem right here. By the way, it's probably not a superpower to be able to see issues, to see problems. Everybody has that ability, but sometimes opportunity overwhelms the problem. So don't be the person who feels like they had to be the first person to pop the bubble every time. Be the person that has a can-do attitude and is looking for the solution to get past the problems. Okay, here's another thing. Respect others' uniqueness. This is a big deal. If you want to be celebrated for being unique, and we all do, then the superpower to unlock relationship, connection, and influence in other people's lives is to respect and celebrate their uniqueness. Let me say it a different way. Don't defend yourself when it comes to, people not liking your way of doing things. Don't defend yourself. Defend others. If somebody's giving a unique point of view and you see other people squashing that out, defend them. Come to their rescue. Speak on their behalf. But to defend yourself is not a good look. It doesn't look good when you're like, excuse me, I'm giving a unique opinion or whatever. My encouragement is, if you're going to come to someone's defense, don't let it be your own. Trust that if you have good enough relationships, others will come to your defense. But if they don't, then just leave it at that. But defending yourself is not going to bring respect to yourself, but defending others always will. Protect others' uniqueness. Respect others' uniqueness, and don't expect it back. Here's another part about respect. How about create belonging for all people? Find some way to connect to people that, even when they're awkward, personality is kind of hard to connect with, try to find something that you have in common and go to that well as often as possible. Make comparisons to that all the time. I've got a friend that we often come back to contemporary Christian music that we grew up with, because it's a common well that we have. There's a lot of stories, a lot of things that we enjoy, and every time we come back to that, it seems to get excited. I told you last week about the young man that was we were talking about Star Wars. I don't have a lot of knowledge here, but as long as I can talk to him about that, I can connect him to things that matter in real life because we have a common connection. So create belonging by connecting. Find something you have in common. Focus on the things you have in common. We focus too much on the things we have uncommon. If you only have 2 or 3 things to talk to somebody about, talk about those 2 or 3 things. This is a skill that helps you network. It helps you build relationships. It helps build influence and opportunity in your future. This is something, go to the wells that you know people are going to dig. I'm not a big baseball guy, but I've got some friends who love baseball. So I'm always trying to, I'm like writing the Major League Baseball teams on my hand so I can have something to say when I come to these people. That's not manipulation. I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to create belonging for them. Hopefully one day we'll have something else in common. But for now, what I have is baseball. So this idea of being unique doesn't have to mean that you don't also promote unity. I want you to understand that God wants you to be 100% yourself. You are an original. But when we submit our original, creative, unique, individualistic, beautiful personality to one another, and we begin to build with different strokes of colors, different strokes of the brush, we can paint beautiful things. It takes all of us individualistically different working together to do great things. That's what I would encourage you to do. Be humble. Realize it's not all about you. Be gentle. Be strong enough to have a lot to offer, but not feel like you have to offer everything. Respect others, defend others, and create belonging for others. I know people who do this, that's a person that everyone needs.